All right, this is for the doubters out there. This is a G7th capo, installed the way I have been talking about it, halfway across the fret. It's across the 3rd fret. The strings ring. I can play the A minor shape. Anyway, there's with a G7. Okay, here's a Shubb. Position it so that it's halfway across the fret. Clamp it down. G, C, F, A sharp, D, G. All right, there's the Shubb and there's the G7th. I've got at least half a dozen different kinds of capos in there, and I can put almost all of them on here, like I showed you before, or told you before. The Dunlop doesn't work too good because, all right, where did it go? Here's the Dunlop. Because it comes kind of down to a point. It's like 7/16 of an inch wide, but you see it comes to a point. The actual surface that hits the strings is only around 3/16. So it's got like an 1/8 inch on each side. That I mean, I could probably do it, but what would happen with this one is if I put that part there right on the fret, yeah, see, it's just too wide to actually split the fret, and it's too narrow. Actually, it probably would work if I had to, but it does stick more into the fret area than I would want it to, so it actually impedes my hand a little more than normal. Now here's a Kyser, and again, the Kyser's tapered, but the Kyser, I can put the Kyser right on the fret. All right, here's a Planet Waves. Now the Planet Waves is more or less flat and straight, so I can put the Planet Waves right on there and clamp it down. So that works with that one. And here is another Planet Waves, the Compound Action or whatever it's called. And it has a nice wide, flat, straight pad, so I can split the fret with it. There it is. I put it on the 4th fret. really don't do too much of that kind of stuff because with the capo on, the strings tend to stay where you put them when you bend. And here is another type of Dunlop, which is a clamping variety, somewhat like that Planet Waves that I showed you before. And if I put that right on, I can split the fret with it. So, let's see. I guess I showed you that Planet Waves already. Here's some kind of off-brand that I picked up on eBay. It's a goofy thing, and it's made like the Dunlop. It's got a real skinny thing in there. I don't think this one would work. It's actually a pretty crappy capo. I don't think this one will work right on the fret, but I've never tried it. So you know what? There's a first time for everything. So here we go. Put that there, bring it up there, and put it right on top of the fret. Try to split the fret with it. And it does tend to mute it out like people seem to think that all of them will. So obviously that one won't work because of the roundness. But if you have any kind of a capo that has a flat, straight rubber that comes down like that, that one will work. The Shubb will work. Okay, because it comes down, the sides of it are straight, so you can actually split the fret with it and get plenty of meat of the rubber here onto the fret to keep it from rocking. See, that one I was talking about that I heard about on the on that acoustic music site, it was made so that there was extra pads sticking down between the strings, and when the leading edge was on the fret, those pads would stick down and keep the capo from rocking on the fretboard, which is why I think they designed it that way. But I mean, if you clamp it just enough right on the fret like that, yeah. It'll work for you. Now, the reason I started using the Fender in the first place is because I could adjust the pressure and I could put it in the standard location behind the fret like that. But that one's sharp a hair. The D goes sharp a little bit. Oh, I'm sorry, the D sharp. The B is right on. The F sharp's okay. C sharp's okay. And the G sharp is okay. But to me, that's muting out a little bit. Now, if I make it so that it doesn't buzz, or it doesn't mute out a little bit, if I pull it a little tighter, that G sharp is sharp. Now, if I take that and put it right on the 4th fret, the G sharp is right on, C sharp's right on, F sharp's right on, B is right on, D sharp is right on, the G sharp is right on, and they all ring out, and I can do what I have to do. Anyway, that was a Newsboys song we're doing next Sunday. But, I mean, I do it all the time. So, I mean, I know people, especially guitar people, think that things can't be done just because they've never done it that way. But it can.